the draft commission, chairman's draft commission on the debt came out, immediately went on Google, and I was able to find that in a matter of a few seconds and look at the PowerPoint and the narrative. And going through that, they had various proposals on there. So my question to you relates to two of your main points: transparency and giving the public tools, and ultimately decision-making. Would it be feasible for some government entity in the executive branch, probably, to create a website where you could model those proposals? Because when I looked at them, there was reduce improper payments, reduce defense spending, freeze federal salaries for 3 years, eliminate 250,000 civilian contractor jobs. Well, what about freeze federal salaries for 2 years and eliminate 300,000? That type of modeling, no offense to our sponsors here. But do you think something of that nature would be feasible? I imagine you would get a lot of hits on that. What is your idea or comment on that kind of tool?
Well, it's a very interesting question. It reminds me of something that I've learned in terms of government transparency. And there's two ways to do federal transparency, I think. And this is, I got to give credit to my colleague at OMB, Vivek Kundra, who's the government CIO, who taught me this dichotomy. He says that you can either do the restaurant approach, where you come in and the meals, you have to choose from a set of meals, and so you choose from a set of reports that the government hands you. Or there's the supermarket approach, where you go in and you build the meal you want by buying the ingredients, and that's having the raw data available. My answer to you is I think it needs to be a mixture. I think we need to be able to, through transparency efforts like data.gov and other efforts to make all that information available, allow the public, think tanks, educational institutions to do the type of modeling that you described, to inform the policy debate on whether a freeze for 3 years versus 5 years is going to have this impact on the deficit versus cutting defense spending or doing something else would have this impact on the deficit. I don't know. I think it's going to take some time if the federal government is going to sponsor those types. And going back to my analogy in the menu and give you this report or that report, it's going to take a lot of time for us to sort out how to feed information, how to do it in a way that the public can rely on it, and there might be questions of whether it's been politically influenced, and there's a lot of nuances and challenges to it. So I would start from the perspective of, is the raw data there to enable a policy debate to occur and people to model that information? That's where I think we need to focus.